Hello, everybody. This is Pete from PA Labs, and I'm picking up on the video 5, I believe, on getting forms going on our uh, Beginner's Corner videos. And so, as promised, I'm going to start us off by running PureVision. And I've got PureVision linked in as a tool, so I can just bring him up. And I know I don't have the latest version, so I need to update that. So this is PureVision. And I know the screen is small and the colors are what the colors are, but what it gives us a form, and we can come over here and here's all your stats on the form. Here's all your icons, and there's a bunch of them on here that are they're kind of part of PureVision, so that's kind of cool too. So if I was to redo the well, hold on. If I'm going to redo the video, the last video for you guys in PureVision, we would come over here and say, okay, our form this is the ID, so this is the field name, FRM main, and then we're going to have some awesome, let's see, form. Okay, so there's our title is some awesome form. Let's see, we have the options of what you want to include, and it doesn't matter. We can throw in the minimize and maximize and the size gadget, and we got him centered on the screen. That's fine. Okay, so now this is our form right here. You actually can grab it and make it bigger or smaller, whatever you want to do it. So let's come in here, and if you noticed, all I did was click the button and it automatically put it on the form. Now, to move it around, I can move it by the cursor. I think it moves big if I hold, yes. Yipes, I got to hit the right keys here. Nope, that's not doing it. Okay, so we'll just come over here, and I thought I could drag it. Oh well, I don't. I probably have that turned off. So this is okay by me. We're going to go ahead and position this with the cursor keys. Um, I know there is a way that I can turn on the drag and drop, but that kind of gets me in my way. So we're going to put a button on. We'll come over here and give it a name, and we can call this guy, let's just call him button cancel. Okay. And his text is going to be cancel. Oh, if I could only spell CANCE. Okay, so there's cancel. If I want to make him bigger, it's not a key thing. You hit the space bar, and if you notice, the blue around him changed to green. So now when I use the cursor keys, he's getting bigger as I go through and do things. Okay, I hit the space bar again, and it toggles back to being move oriented. Okay, so we don't need to put him in as multi-line. It's got a lot of nice features here. Uh, if I want to copy him, let's see, I don't believe, yeah, I don't have the right click menu on the form. I have the gadget tree here. And over here, I can right click this and copy the selected gadget, then right click and paste. So now I have a second one there. I'll select the second one and we'll change him to be save. All right. And we'll come up here and we'll have his ID be button save. Okay. So now let's get them off of one another. So we'll slide him over a little bit. So there we go. They're off of each other. And so there's the entire form built exactly the same. So we can come over here and save our project, save the project. And this is going to do some interesting things. So we're in, let's go to our start layer. If you can read this up here, that's the beginner's corner, our start project. And let's call this start. Okay. Now he's going to rename the extension on that for us. And we'll go look at that. It'll have an extension of .gui, which is not a text file. He actually has a database in there and a bunch of other stuff. So that is the project that rebuilds all of his data. So here's a really nice feature that I think you will love. He has these buttons out here, and you can compile and execute. And what I'm going to do is just debug the project, okay? So magically, what is that done? Let's see. You might be mad at me. Let's see. Yes. Okay. He did do it. Okay. So when I debugged the project, he actually came over here to the current open version of PureBasic and has created a project for us. Okay. He's gone ahead and built our control loop. He's gone ahead and put his includes in here, which is, he's calling this PV debug. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we can come just over here and we could put in a message requester and say that this is cancel. Oh, I got to put that in quotes, don't I? And we will say cancel. I don't know. And once again, I left off the quote, didn't I? Okay, now copy, and let's put it down here, and let's put in a save. Yeah, okay. So save, and then we can come over here and say save, and I believe I can just simply run that script. Okay, and here's our code, and there's our cancel, and there's our save. So as you can see, Paul is the author of this program. Great guy. This program is light years ahead of the built-in one form generation on the IDE. Lo and behold, we just did the same thing in less than 3 minutes. That took us a half an hour using the other form editor. PureVision has its own website. You can, I believe the last time I looked this up, it was $25, $27 US. I think. Let's see. I'll bet out here. Let's see. He's got a great help system built into this. PureVision website. There we go. Let's jump over to that. Come on. Loading. And yep, here's his PureVision website. This is under Real, REEL Media .org, PureVision 64. So a great product, a great tool. What is your purchase price? It 27, yes. And he's got a version that works with PureBasic, and I believe you can purchase the two of them together and get for 35, or you can do PureBasic, which is the language only for um, this. But I could be wrong. At one point they were together, and maybe he split them apart now. I'm not sure. So you can check this out if you like. It will be earth shattering to writing code and generating code. And so um, that is the PureBasic version of this demo. You can see he generates your code loop for you, and what he spits out is just runnable. And he does that. He can do this for every single form in your application. He supports multiple forms in a project, so you can actually come out here and link up the parentage here, which is pretty nice. You can hook the linkage there, and that works great. Now, one of the things you have to do in PureVision, as I was explaining in the previous video, this is your tab order. As you put things on the screen, this is the tab order, and you have to then massage the tab order, change it up to how you want. So if you can think in terms of top down, it works great. I personally don't think that way. I start putting buttons on and start putting the big stuff on the screen and get it to where it looks pretty, and then I start adding little stuff. And so this is quite haphazard initially, and I always go through and fix it. Now, one of the other really nice things that he has is he has this guy here, which is a dynamic uh, resizing aspect. You can click a button and say, okay, I want this gadget to resize. Do you want him to move, or do you want him to size when you go wider? Do you want him to move, or do you want him to change sizes when you go vertical? And he builds that automatically into your application. So you never really have to come in and write your own resizes of stuff. Tremendous feature. Really is an outstanding feature. I used this product for years and years and years. I don't think I have it very centered or squared up here. Let's shrink it down, and yeah, there we go. Let's do that. There we go. Now it's sitting right. And so it's a very nice product, a very good form. Paul has always been good about answering questions. He does handle DPI conversion for you. He's got a neat feature called Pure Skin, which actually you can make parts of your forms invisible, which is pretty cool. I can show you some of, I'm not sure where I got them, so maybe I won't show them to you. Well, hold on, let me think. Okay, so it took me a little while to find it. This is an example of the PureVision's ability to skin a pure skin maker to actually have a form change from being a form into being something else. Okay, and being able to get rid of all the rest of it and you just put up there your graphics that you want. This is a really neat feature, although I think I have used it in a war game long ago, and this is the PB player. This is that war game that I think I have out there on my website that you can download and play with. But I did want to show you what that looks like and what it can look like. You can change all of these colors and stuff. The graphics of the form is something I've done. But anyhow, a quick look at that. Yeah, this is PureVision 64. It is a great product. It really makes building screens easier. So we'll go ahead and close that down, and that's going to be the end of the first half of this. So now let's go ahead and move forward, and let's look at ICE Designer, kind of doing the exact same thing again. And I'm going to go ahead and flip this over to new. And let's see, let's go ahead and drag that up to something like this. And your your panel for the fields and stuff like that of what you're filling out is down here on the lower left. And up here you can actually look at the controls or list them various ways here. So for the form, we'll come in and say FRM main, and we can say our awesome project. Okay, so we have our awesome project in here. We can come down here and select stuff of what we want, although he defaults to whatever you normally use, which is pretty cool. And let's see, let's slide this down and we can come over here and say a button gadget is what we want. I can drag it using the shift. I can make it bigger however I want and position it. We can come over here and say this is cancel. Okay, and up here we'll rename this to be cancel as well. You have the ability to say clone. Here's a cool feature. If I select both of those by just dragging and doing this, I can say align tops. So now it put both of them exactly together. And so now I can slide this guy over. If they were out of kilter, we can select both of these guys and you can align the bottoms and make them match this away. You got make the same size, same width, same height, that sort of thing capabilities. You can grab two and move two. So let's come in here and change this to save and save. Okay. So now we have our form designed. So it looks just like the one we did before. So to point out some of the features, there is no help system for this. You pretty much just got to figure it out by watching me use it or figure it out on your own. It's got a bazillion and one settings over here. I've pointed this out numerous times. Uh-oh, I just changed that, didn't I? Yes, I got to get my cursor out of there. So you can choose whatever you want. It's designed, this design of this tool is a single form generation. It does not take into account parentage. That's where the tool that I wrote, ICE Designer, that I use, makes it able to do those sorts of things. And you're welcome to write your own tool. Heck, I'll even give you my source if that'll make you happy. So down here you have a Windows panel that comes in and shows you what it's done. You can save your form. I'm going to go ahead and do a save as, and I'm going to have to change projects because he was obviously on the war game. And we'll come over here to the beginner's corner and our project here called start. And we'll go ahead and save him here and say, okay, this is, I'm going to just call him main. Okay, now main saves. I need to point this out. Main saves as, I think this is where we are. Yes. So this saves as an ICEF file, which is a ICE, whatever acronym he wanted to come up with for this. And it's in reality a text file, which is kind of cool because it lets you actually not recommended by the manual and not recommended by Chris, the guy who wrote it, to open this up and modify things on the backside. You break it, then you know what? You got to go rebuild your form. So be exceedingly careful if you play with that. Okay, so that's this. If we went to, well, let's see, we can come over here now. And that pretty much, we do have a preview. Of course, Paul had a preview on the other one as well. This does not have any sort of the skinning of forms. You just get the standard window forms. It doesn't have the built-in. Well, he does. He does have automatic sizing and stuff if you want to put it in. It's over here in the settings that you can turn it on or turn it off. And what it does is it keeps everything proportional. So you can just inflate the entire screen and everything just grows um, in relationship to everything else, which is kind of cool. I personally don't use it, but I mean, it doesn't mean you can't or shouldn't. I thoroughly support using apps the way they're intended. You have the ability to list your controls and just your controls on the screen. And kind of a hidden feature is you can actually open up two forms and copy from one form to another. You can import a form into another form and just cut out what you don't want, which is a nice feature. Uh, in all, they're both excellent programs. It's all just kind of how much do you want to spend and what you want it to do. This is available. Oh, what is that site called? He's got links all over on the forum out there. Let's see. It's in here somewheres. Um, here it is. What is this site called? Gumroad. That's it. By Chris R. You can come out here and download his product. He's got a demo that you can download, and it lets you put 4 or 5 controls on a form. And when I purchased this a couple years ago, I think it was like $12 US or $15 US, which I mean, it's a great product. I mean, this is, um, I bought it pretty much sight unseen on his site to just support PureBasic and the PureBasic authors. And so let's go ahead and create our form here. And why did you be? Oh, I see. Okay. So for grins, I'm going to go ahead and we can export this. Let's see. We're in start forms. Normally I do it to code, and let's go ahead and export it right here just to keep them separate. And we can call this one ICE main .pb. Okay. Oh, no, not the state main. Sorry. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so now you get to pop him up here. So if I come down here, he's got the flag set in here. Let's see. Oh, goodness. We'll utilize some of this awesome knowledge I've taught y'all. So we'll come over here and say format indentation. Let's get it to where we can read it. So if this is the only form, then it's going to come down here, and he's already got message requesters in. And I believe all I got to do is execute this, and it'll compile and run. And there's our screen, and there's his message, just as plain as day. So as you can see, both of these answers solve the problem. And in my book, both of them solve it excellently, much better than all of the wonderful stuff we had to go through and figure out of the built-in form guy. So that pretty much concludes this particular video. Going forward, I'm probably going to use ICE Design going forward myself. I may throw in, if you guys reached out to me in comments on the videos and say, hey, Pete, I'm using PureVision, then I'll start mixing them up and we'll do one in one and one in the other. So you can actually get flavors of both out there. And so these are your two really good products that you can get that solve the same problem and make your life a whole lot easier. So that's going to be the end of this video, and I want to thank you all for your time.